So good morning everybody, welcome to Casa York from sunny Spain, and it is sunny today, still sunny today, although it's not very warm, but the sun is blistering and coming through the windows, which is why I've got blinds down in the back so that you can actually see me, and I'm hoping that the lighting here isn't too bad. I'm still tinkering with things. So this is video one of in the kitchen at Casa York, and over the next however long I'm going to be sharing bits and pieces about juicing, about raw food, about eating healthily in the winter as well, and seeing what occurs. So given this is just a small sample video, I thought I'd show you some of the interesting fruits that I purchased at the weekend from our local supermarket. So obviously things like oranges and lemons, but also pomegranates, and you can get these in the UK as well. These are now coming into season, and yesterday I should have actually been helping a friend pick their own pomegranates from their own trees, but they're not quite ripe yet, so that'll be happening next weekend. So that'll be another first for me here in Spain. I'll be picking my own pomegranates, and the lady doesn't like them, so I'm going to get an absolute abundance of pomegranates probably next weekend. The other thing that I have here, which I didn't, you can get these in the UK, I just had never tasted them, and now I'm addicted, is persimmons. And this is probably the biggest persimmon I've ever seen, but you can get these in the UK, but probably about half the size, and these are delicious. I need to wait for them to get a bit softer though, because they're a little bit hard, but that's fine. And then the other thing that I've got in front of me here is a chirimoya, which is massive. This, even for Spain, this is massive. I could have bought half a dozen smaller ones, but this one I actually bought a pack of two. They're not cheap, don't get me wrong, they're not cheap, but they are delicious. They're also known as a custard apple, and inside it's white flesh, lots of large black seeds, but it's absolutely delicious, and one of these days I'll show you what it looks like inside. Today, like I say, is just a very short, quick video, just to show you some of the arena around where I operate on a daily basis. So in front of me, which you can't currently see, is, let me see if I can tip it down for you. You can see my chopping boards. These are like a makeshift surface for when I'm going to be doing these videos. We're actually currently in discussion with a local carpenter to have an actual wooden frame to cover the hob, which is what's in front of me right at the minute. And when that's in place, it'll be a much more stable and sturdy surface, but it'll also be wood that I can use as an actual chopping board, which will make life a whole lot easier. So that's where we are at the minute. If you can hear any noises in the background, my two little parrots are in the sitting room just next door, and this is an actual massive open plan space that we have here, so there's no doors or things to separate the sections. So if you can hear the birds, then that's what's going on. You might even hear the odd pop going on outside. We've just come into hunting season around here, and not that people are allowed to hunt on my property, but they are on the properties either side of me. So unfortunately, some poor animals in the wild will be meeting their demise at some point over the next few months. It's just the way of life here, and that's just how things happen here in this part of Spain. And I have to get over that. I can't do anything about it. That's just what happens. In the background, you might see some jars. So the other thing I've been doing, I started these yesterday. These are jars, and you can see they've got some seeds in them. And this is for sprouting. Now I add these to salads and to other dishes, and they're a fabulous source of protein for the body, for not very much money at all. So you can buy small packets of seeds specifically for sprouting these days. You can get them online, or I'm assuming that you can actually get them in supermarkets. I bought these from my local Carrefour, which is about half an hour away, and yeah, not very expensive, and it gives you a huge amount of protein for a bang for your buck, as you might say. So this is, like I say, is a very short, swift kind of introduction video. I'm still tinkering with layouts. I do have some more lighting I want to test out. I've got some massive lighting which will sit either side here, which will probably be somewhat better than the lighting that's currently on my little phone here at the moment. So, oh yeah, the other thing I was going to share with you, as I mentioned in a post over the past few days, that we've been collecting our own pine nuts. So I've got some drying outside that are still in the cones, but here are some of the ones that we picked up from the ground. Now, some of the ones, if they're already split, like this particular one, you probably can't see the detail in this, but that's them in their shell. You're normally used to buying them in packets in the UK or elsewhere around the globe, just the white seed. So that's what's in these. But once the seed has actually, the outer shell has actually split, then you're into the realms of it actually going bad. So those will be discarded. But we have a number that are still whole. And I'm not sure how close you can see that. But it's, and you can shell these just with normal nutcrackers and things. You need to be slightly careful. So we've got a bundle outside that are just drying off. There are still tons in the trees that are way high. I mean, these things are like hundreds of feet high, that we'll just have to wait until they fall, because there's absolutely no way that, unless you're some kind of tree climber by trade, that you'll be able to get up and get them. And we did have such a visitation when we arrived, or shortly after we arrived last year, which we arrived in December last year, where a local chap came up to us and said, can we take your pine cones, not really knowing what they were actually taking. And they had mega high ladders, and then this very wiry young chap decided that he could climb up the tree. And I don't know what they do with them, whether they sell them, whether it's for personal use, but if they can get hold of them, they're welcome to them. I'm not putting my life at risk, or indeed my husband's life at risk. So if they fall and we get them, great. But to be fair, the red squirrels that we have around here love them too, and other rabbits and all sorts of other things love them too if they can get hold of them. So I'm not going to deprive the wildlife of them. We're going to take a few and see what happens, and just enjoy them while we can. So other things that are going on here at the moment, the kitchen is currently probably one of the few rooms that we haven't repainted yet. It's about to be repainted. We're going to be selecting the paint colour later this week, and seeing where we go with that. So other things I'm doing, I'm hoping to be relaunching my own retreats. Those will be online at the moment, obviously given the restrictions of the current COVID-19 sort of challenges that we're all going through at the moment. But also thinking about my coaching business, and seeing where the raw food and the juicing fits into that. And I've got no expectations of it. I've got nothing on it, as they say. And what happens is what happens. And I'd love to get your feedback and get your thoughts on what you would like to see me talk about, what things are of interest to you, and how you might want to go forward with this with me, because this is a shared experience. So anyway, that was just a short video just to show you what I'm doing here currently in Spain. And like I say, give me all your thoughts, your views, your comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for those that are watching. Sheila, Lucy, Matt, great to have you here from the States. That's fantastic to see you watching. Love your stuff. And I'll be in touch, and I shall see you next time. So happy Monday, everybody, and lots of love. Bye for now.